Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God and let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight up by the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest bitches. Young nigga been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Tryna put the water on my potato. I got killers to the left of me. We was lurking on her. Ain't show no mercy on her. We was going back to back. We put a curfew on her. It was dark clouds on us, but that was perfect for us. We know you always crash and burn, but it was working for us. Let my tent to V12, double check the details. Gotta cross my T's and dot my I's or I can't sleep well. Millions off of retail. Once again I prevail. Knew that shit was over from the day I dropped my pre-sale. Hold up, let the beat build. See me in the street still. I've been fighting battles up a steep hill. They gave my road dog 12, it was a sweet deal.
Hurry up, nigga, low, nigga, we gotta hurry up.
I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God and let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight up by the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest bitches. Young nigga been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Tryna put the water on my potato. I got killers to the left of me. Yeah, look, under no condition would you ever catch me slipping. Motorcaded shooters plus the Maybach chauffeur driven. If they catch me with it, don't send me off to prison. Judge ain't sympathizing, court don't show forgiveness.
Oh, this shit stays so low and so fucking slow.
Damn, I wish my nigga Fast was here. How you died 30-something after banging all them years. Grammy nominated, in the sign of shedding tears. All this money, power, fame, and I can't make you reappear, but I'll wipe them though. We just embrace the only life we know. If it was me, I'd tell you, nigga, live your life and grow. I tell you, finish what we started.
So why is it?
But it would be quite something if they were able to get to the match point finals. Actually, both Zipline Mafia featuring here and TIE, when you talk about regional finals and the success stories to be able to find yourself here at EWC. Both teams who we know, when their backs are against the wall, they can find those moments.
Just going to focus in on Ninjas in Pajamas on the right side of the screen here. You can see that they've had a little bit of more distance to travel to get to this zone. So they're just taking a little bit of a wider route here. They're going to play for the next console to find out where the zone is going to be put. Sometimes doing that just gives you a little bit of a heads up on the rest of the lobby to see what side of the zone is going to be best to fight for or play for. They could also, of course, hit the survey because they should be up to purples at least when they do get to fight. VP looking to do something similar here when it comes to ring console, just over at Vibe Isle. And Neo are still alive here. You can see they're just moving towards Energy Bank, the solo player who is still alive, but might be about to run into Relove DCG, who are going to be feeling all kinds of confident after the win of the last game.
It was quite funny seeing his arrow on the map just do a quick 180 as soon as he noticed DCG. As we can look back at just how unfortunate Kinatrope were with the teams that had eyes on them. Everything that was available to use was sent to make sure that Kinatrope could not stay alive. A difficult position to hold early on in the baby comp. Not really being of use so far in these early games, but perhaps later Kinatrope will be able to reap the benefits.
Yeah, it's one of those where there's just too many counters in the lobby for it. Seer being a big one, and you've just seen the perfect example of why it's difficult to run it in a Maggie-filled lobby, because you can just get drilled behind those shields, you can get Maggie-balled as well. It's just very difficult to survive and hunker down with the amount of offensive abilities that are still available in the compositions you're going up against. Aurora then. Let's take a look at them. Only 25 Evo here for Orain to get his full perks available. And having to play quite far away from where the zone is going to be pulling Electro down. Shopify Rebellion finding themselves in a fight here with DCG. They're playing for the Mythic Bin, which is spawning right next to them.
Yeah, DCG are not in a position to stop them getting this Mythic Bin either. For Shopify Rebellion, I mean, they want to do it for Koi4, I'm sure. It adds that extra little bit of willpower to you. For Phony. You're kind of playing with house money, right? You're playing for free. But at the same time, you want to be able to get it done.
Oh, there we go.
I guess it's not too much pressure.
Yeah, I got everything.
It's a different kind of pressure, isn't it, that it's applied to you?
Yeah, 100%. I think that Shopify Rebellion fans will be recreating The Simpsons. Lisa Simpson do it for her with the pictures of Koi on it.
Bet.
Shopify Rebellion got a lot of pressure on their shoulders. One thing that Dino is going to have to do is lead the troops. Having Phony, of course, an IGL himself alongside, he's going to be able to give some input. Look at where the zone is going. It looks like it's going towards GK Esports, right on the northwestern tip of where the zone is falling. 55 seconds on zone close.
All right, test.
Pajamas on your screen right now. They did
Testing. All right, buddy, we good.
Actually able to get up with their pathing to purple armors, so they're not going to have all the perks available. So this is going to have to be brute forcing it from them, and Kurev is going to have to portal back here and think about the next move.
All right, let's focus up. Let's see what they're talking about.
Maybe Strafing Flame certainly saw the Void Nexus, but they are not in a position, and they actually disappear themselves. NIP do have an evac.
What do I hear it though? I didn't hear it.
Because they do not have a Valkyrie, of course.
That's Pro just having a little swing behind here to see if they could be a frustrating force to deal with. Great shots coming in from the flat line. Prest is still showing that thing can kick. As now they're trying to ping where the next play is. They're trying to put that little corner inside a Galleria. Now Neo, Ninjas in Pajamas. This fight is taking place and Vayne is not looking healthy. Gets the med kit off. But he's going to need the help from his teammates here. The worry here for both teams is that RRQ are looking
ALGS. Do I got it backwards? AGS.
Get taken down. There might be a third party. But this might be clean enough for them to actually reset. But no, Vayne makes this difficult now. So 1v2. But where are RRQ? Did they want to try and force this? They are safe in zone. It looks like Ninjas in Pajamas are going to get a reset here.
I don't think NIP wanted to take this fight at all. And Neo, they kind of forced it, got aggressive, and NIP make them pay, as Neo are going to be down to just a 2 as well. So neither team either able to benefit from that. RRQ have actually focused a little bit more towards Neo.
Look at this from Vayne. Patience waiting.
All right, yeah, we good with this.
Him, and then all of a sudden they can come behind, but no. Ninjas in Pajamas are eliminated. Neil were eliminated a few seconds ago. VP gets sandwiched. And it's Shopify Rebellion who come out the victors here, but now they've got to deal with Relove DCG. They're below them now inside of Galleria.
And it's not quite a straight 3v3 because RRQ are close enough. They could get involved if they would want to. They are certainly hovering at the moment, just waiting. But if it takes too long, if there isn't enough gunfire, I'm sure RRQ will just start to think about zone a little bit more. They might just meet at the choke point past Galleria, which is going to get quite ugly because on the other side of it, you've also got VK Gaming and For Fun that are currently taking a 3v3 back.
Bro, why do you be taking so long when niggas be needing you to be quick, but then when you be quick when niggas... Who's up?
Back up to his teammates, thinking about hitting the Void Nexus to get
All
out
right,
of there.
then.
That's exactly what they're
We're
going
gonna
to do. The
fix it
problem
later.
is, on the other side of that Void Nexus, there's a team waiting. GK Esports has just been eliminated. They were in the prime spot in zone, and this is what I was worried about for VKG. Shopify was sitting on that portal waiting for that opportunity. That is free for SR.
One member of VKG did escape into zone. But at the moment, the one team who is actually in center zone is TIE again this time. Can they hold on to it? Remember in game one, they weren't able to hold on to it. They got pushed and lost that engagement.
YouTube, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So today we watching the ALGS Apex Legends Global Series. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a dope video if y'all trying to get better at the game. Y'all gonna see some pro players, some high level skill. Ah shit, I gotta mute this shit. YouTube, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So today's we reacting to ALGS Apex Legends Global Series live. This is gonna be a dope video if you guys trying to get better at the game. I'm pretty breaking down, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in gameplay, literally live, you know what I'm saying, that's going on. You're gonna see lots of pro players, high skill level players going crazy. So we gotta literally watch this. Y'all sit in the background, you know what I'm saying, it's going down right now. Let's get straight to it, you feel me? Make sure I leave a like, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, to the channel, and yeah, let's get to it. So right now niggas is dropping. This whole team just dropped. You feel me? So let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on.
And DCG will rip this away from them, and it's incredible patience really from DCG. They've been dominating since that early fight in Galleria, biding their time and waiting to just pick apart teams who have already taken damage. As JDG,
I was lagging a little bit, my bad.
and now the entire eastern side is covered by RRQ. TIE are starting to move out a little bit. As we check in with PXX, they are in a little bit of trouble. Both TIE and Aurora and Enter Force 36 are all looking towards them, and this is what happens when three teams start to focus you.
Yeah, you can Maggie drill this corner, but it's just going to delay the inevitable here for PXX. XZZ, it might be ZZZ, as he's going to sleep in a few seconds' time. He is gone. PXX are eliminated, 6 squads remaining. JDG being eliminated a few moments ago, though. Continuing the momentum, a decent placement for them after game number 1 and 2. But VK Gaming will be next out of the lobby. And who
All right, 5 squads left. 5 squads left. Top 5. Aurora, E36. I don't know who that is. A lot of these teams I'm not really hip to.
As they stand right now,
but we about to learn as we go, you feel me?
Alongside the placements they've already found in this game. It's the first time they've really been awake here in this series.
Why is it lagging on like
Can we
that?
see the incredible IGLing skills and history from Hierarchy?
2 on the cross. So Roy into the top 5. He's going to try and start a barbecue, but he finds out that he's the meat on the grill. Takes down 1, but RRQ will wipe them. Aurora now move up onto the bridge position. They will be safe. They've got some fences down. They've got a gen down as well, which is going to help them against those Maggies in the lobby.
I think actually TIE hold the most space at the moment on the eastern side. The trouble is this is all about elevation. There are so many different points you can hold here on the bridges that are above. And with the amount of altars still left, there's always that potential you can void passage through and get involved in a fight. RRQ down to a 2, do have a Wraith to work with though.
Last 4 squads. They're playing together. They set up. You feel me?
Go for a box res here.
But that's gonna be most pro teams. That's everybody doing that.
E36, by the way, showing exactly what we were talking about earlier, how a spot becomes playable late game that isn't playable early game. They are playing almost the exact same position we saw the Baby Comp struggling to survive here, and they're making it work.
I think RRQ did go back into zone to get that banner. Question is, do they have a mobile respawn beacon? I think we're going to find out very quickly to see whether they're going to get a third back on the map. Otherwise, they're going to have to try and do this as a 2. Looks like right now it is just a duo situation for RRQ, and they are being heavily focused on the height. Aurora up there are making their life very difficult.
Easy Flash taking damage as his effect down to 1 HP. Strafing Flame trying to thread the needle with this RE45 as E36 are going to be very happy to see that TIE are helping them out with Aurora, their biggest threat that's above them. Effect is down and he is dead.
Good work again from TIE, though. They push up.
I see the RE45 go crazy this season. I haven't really been trying it, but I ain't gonna lie, I did get melted by it. I think I'm gonna start trying it. I see a lot of the pros using that in the Hemlock.
To get involved in this fight, and that forces TIE back. RRQ now watching all of this and thinking, this is our chance to strike.
Suddenly this is a 2 versus 2 versus 1. There is not one full team right now.
Back to the low ground, E36. Should be able to get a reset. RRQ
Punched his ass. Tump.
He's gonna hurt. That's TIE gone.
Aurora trying to
Hey, that's funny.
as well, dropping down to Moby, seeing if maybe Effect can get back.
My man's just locked in.
And RRQ perhaps are not going to allow this. It's E36 who have the most in terms of players up here. RRQ players up here.
RRQ are playing for second. They get second, and now it's a 2v3. E36 versus RRQ. Shield swap maybe for Strafing Flame. He gets it. It becomes interesting.
Oh, he got fried.
Damage. See that now. Look at a peek with that R9. It's all about timing the swing here for E36. One player remaining. Easy Flash down with. E36.
Okay then, okay then, okay then. Okay then, there's a lot going on right there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And no excessive reaction, no pop-off, but pure focus. Typical Obley.
So a big moment for Enter Force 36. The fans loving that. And another winner. A different winner across the 3 games that we've had so far. That's what you can expect here today in this
Gotta
survival
make sure it's
stage.
sounding good though.
The air of unpredictability continues to hang over all of these teams.
And with that Enter Force 36, they jump up into 7th place, and they put themselves 1 spot away from one of those qualification spots from this survival stage. And that's how close it is always going to be. But again, that's 1 win on the board, and they are still not in one of those positions. They are still behind those other squads that have found wins, but then also found some consistency on the board.
Test on audio, test on audio.
Another thing I
Oh,
wanted
damn.
to say, I mean, Relove DCG currently in joint first. Yesterday,
Play now for
the
free.
qualification spots to get here into this survival stage. So they had the worst POI draft that you could have had in terms of selection process.
That's how you become a fan of Apex Legends, by the way. You just pick
Test on audio, test on audio, test on audio. 1 2 1 2 test audio, test audio.
Test on audio, test on audio, test on audio.
Alright, bet it's good. We good, we good, we good.
So far, I mean, 3 games in already. And I know it's a marathon today with 10 games, but it feels like it's going past really, really quickly here.
And no real clear front runners as well. The points are being quite evenly shared between teams. Just to give you an idea, GK Esports and Relove DCG are in joint first at 31. For Fun at 28, JDG at 28 as well. And then you drop off a little bit to RRQ and Zipline Mafia at 22, and then Enter Force 36 who just
What I need to do?
1 points as well. Even those teams who are down in the bottom, Wolves Esports, for example, they are only 26 points away from first. Now, Barney is down on the stage with an interview. Let's check out who he's got.
He's not here yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on the main stage with the main man, Floating from JDG. Floating, we've got to talk first and foremost about that Game 1 scenario. It was so close at the very end. You guys, it seemed like you went for more of a creative angle. It didn't pan out. Talk us through what happened at the end of Game 1 from your perspective.
From my perspective, I cracked the crypto. I was close, and then I told Nari to swing it. He didn't get the knock, and then Shippy got double swung, and I almost won it, but yeah, I just like didn't hit my shots at the end.
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to go for those chances, and sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't. But let's talk about you as a player, my man. You're having this like breakout year. You're getting a lot of attention. You've got these huge pop-off moments that you're having. You know, you had one in Split One Pro League. You're having them here on stage at EWC. How does it feel to be, you know, garnering this kind of attention and respect amongst the ALGS community?
It feels great and like warranted. I feel like I was a good player the whole time, but I'm finally like getting my chance to shine, you know?
So. Getting your flowers. That's what we like to hear, my man. Okay. Now, first, we've got to talk a little bit as well about the group stage, right? Because I've mentioned these pop-off moments that you guys were having. You're also having these pop-off games. You'd like throw down loads of points, but then it would just, you kind of trip at the next hurdle. It would just be not quite getting enough consistency out of you guys. What were the issues that you guys were facing? Do you feel like you've ironed them out coming into survival stage?
I think the main issues are like all three are first land together. First land, Naughty IGLing. It was probably like a little bit of jitters, you know, changing our playstyle up. We're back to our main playstyle, so we're playing like back the consistent way we are, you know?
So you're feeling more confident now?
Yes, way more confident.
Man, Floating, thank you so much for joining me here. Really appreciate your time. It's the survival stage, so things are going to start to get heated. But for now, we're going to head over to Rain Day because he's got another interview on the main stage.
Yes, I do, and no words are needed. Because we got the big man Roy himself here from DCG. Roy, I am so excited to talk with you. You have such great fandom across the world. Tell me, congratulations first on your win.
Roy， 首先恭喜你们这次获胜，然后你包括全世界都有很多非常多粉丝，有什么，比方说有什么话想跟他们说的吗？
特别感谢所有支持我们的粉丝，然后与看衰我们的粉丝，我们会继续努力的。
So big thank you to all the fans who are supporting us, who are watching us right now. We'll keep on working hard to deliver results that will appease you guys.
Roy, your signature move we just did, it was the heart. I have a picture of that. We love it. But this LAN, it's been anything but easy love. It's been very challenging for a lot of teams. What has made this LAN so challenging for you in particular, putting you in this survival stage?
那这次比赛呢，对很多顶尖的这些世界顶尖的战队来说，都是一个非常有挑战性、非常艰难的一场这线下比赛。那你能不能跟我们大家也形容一下，到底是哪一处让它如此的艰难，如此的，就是这个挑战性如此高呢？
我觉得就是因为选角的多样性，它采取了 ban pick 的样子，所以会让这个整个游戏生态大改变。然后还有一些像是游戏那些 EMP 增强的一些配件，对。
I'll say one of the biggest factors is the tournament format with the ban pick mode. You know, it introduces a lot of variety to the drafts, a lot of changes to the strategy involved, so it becomes very challenging for almost every single player, every single team out there. Also, certain changes to the game, like the EMP being buffed and everything else, it just makes this game a lot more interesting, the meta a lot more interesting right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We heard that from Genji Asia as well. He said the same thing. Not playing crypto has hurt his team. But I want to talk about your strategy for today, because this is a long series. You are an experienced pro. What is your strategy for staying competitive throughout all 10 games?
那你也是一个非常资深的一个老将了，就想问你，在这种挑战性这么高的一场比赛当中，你们战队是如何保持发挥稳定，并且能一直领先呢？
我只能说，今天我们的表现算是这一年来最好的几次，但我们会想办法继续保持住这个样子，然后让你们这次在决赛见到我。
Honestly, I don't really have much of a secret solution that I can give you guys. This is kind of like the best performance that we're delivering so far. I just hope that we can keep up with this performance and we can just keep going further and, you know, have a time of our lives.
I'm all about it. Actually, one last thing. There's a lot of teams that are very, very worried here about their sets. Is there any team you find in particular very dangerous that might not have woken up yet? Aurora, teams like that in this lobby, NIP?
那现在有很多战队，他们可能已经面临着淘汰了，但是他们其实都是实力非常强的，可能他们就比较慢热吧。那就想问你，你有哪一支队可能让你比较意外，或者你认为他们后面还会再反击回来的呢？
我觉得现在只开始了3把，什么事情会发生都还不知道，但我们会尽全力成功晋级的。
I mean, it's only been 3 rounds. The day is young, and there's a lot more games going on. There's a lot more factors at play. Anything can change, anything can happen. So we're on our part, we're just doing our best to try and stay ahead.
I love that mentality. Congratulations on so far winning a game and doing pretty well early on. We'll see if that continues. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, my man. And thank you to everybody who's been watching. Some great fans here for DCG Red Love. Let's throw it back to the studio and talk about what's happened.
大家好，我们是 Rap DCG， 我是陆医生，
我是罗宇白帝，
我是水门。
那我们今天要来做这个就是 Apex 武器的排行榜。那相信各位平常有对一些枪支的选择有一些问题，那这些让我们这个3个专业的职业选手来为大家分析一下。那首先请我们的白帝先选一把吧，你觉得哪一把会是我们的最好的、最好的、你最常用、你最喜欢的？你自己觉得？哦，死敌。这个是由我们波风水门最爱用的死敌，好不好？我们死敌人注意最爱用的，放在最好的。那我们再选一把抽枪，一把射手步枪。你们觉得好的抽枪放得上榜的？
这把吧。
抽枪吗？哦，
功能性
第一。OK， 功能性第一，这是我们改版精英武器汉洛，这也是非常好用啊。这应该也是放在最上面的吧？
对，最上面。
好，
它很强。
那我们再选一个最烂的。最不好用的，我觉得哈伯克，
我觉得这个，
你觉得这个吗？其实这个有加强我觉得还行吧。
我觉得也是这个，
是这个最烂吗？最烂。
打远不行，打近也不行。
平行步枪，
他完全在胡闹。
这确实有点烂啊，这连7弹也玩不了啊，
捣蛋鬼。
那好，那我们再选一个近战枪，你们最爱用的，好用
就这2把，
还是
这2把吧？
你们选一把。转换者还是 R99？
我会选 R99， 因为没有双发的话，
对
哦，确实，可是稳定性，
我会把它摆大师吧，
可是子弹耗太快了，对不对？
对，
你们觉得这个把呢？
这把很
算10吧，堪用吗？它有7弹的话，
可是我觉得缺点是它没有能量弹太少，有点可惜。那我觉得这把应该上面的。
好啦，铜牌。
那再选一把，下面还有3个。这几个
我感觉都是铜牌的，你知道吗？
这个都这么烂吗？
这个吧，这个先摆去，
这个最烂吧，
先摆去银牌啊，它堪用啊，
这堪用啊，对了，堪用
还不够，
伤害不够，太低了，伤害太低了。
但是它的就是后坐力很好。
卡嘞，卡应该在跟它差不多吧，
钻石，
卡其实我蛮爱用的，只是没配件的时候卡真的很好用，可以随便。
我感觉它是随时随地都会被R99。
主要就是肯定画这个，
对，
这个烂完了，
吧？这个直接
放在黄金啊，
是烂死了。
可是还有个窝很强
可是600点
600伤害
根本打不了。你哈伯克
帮我升一下，
没有空啊，二跑毒啊。
转换者有双发，我会摆在跟R99同级，但如果没有的话，顶多白金
感觉
摆在
中间值。这个不怎么样，这把的猎兽其实还蛮好用的。
这个贴正中间好不好？白金跟金牌中间。
这把就很可惜啦，我觉得这把其实很好用的，大概是这样子啦。这是我们对这个比较常用的这几把枪的一些选择。最强的弹还是我们的死敌跟汉罗，功能性跟杀伤性太强了。R99是最强的近战枪，这个毋庸置疑。再来就是一些大家比较少用的、比较不常用的一些枪。好了，那就我们下次再为大家一起做这个介绍吧。各位，拜拜。
First 3 games are done, and boy, have we gotten some surprises here so far. Because, I mean, for Fun Esports, they came out hot laced with the win.
Honestly, I was going to say we've been kind of glazing over for Fun Esports, okay? I know we just touched on them a little bit yesterday, but oh my God, we've been talking about consistency, and I think these guys are the king of consistency. Tyler's kind of been leading the charge in the damage for them a little bit, and I'm not going to say that their stats are like anywhere super crazy, like elite level, but consistency. Even their kills is sitting around like 8th place, right? But this is what I want to preface, the but on this one. They actually reached top 5 in about 30% of their games. So we have 10 matches. They'll be able to achieve that. And if they can keep that steady level on them, it could be something we might need to watch out for fun.
I mean, talking about steady level, one surprise as well. It's in first place, Geeky. What the heck is going on with all these teams that we were not expecting?
Yeah, I'm actually super pumped for Geeky just because, you know, I go way back. I've actually teamed with Drop before. We have a lot of history, and for them, their biggest, you know, problem coming into this was their lack of damage output. They really don't have someone that you're used to just like starting every fight. You know, Knock, Keon, Drop, they've all been relatively passive players, but they know how to get to endgame and play zone, and that has been really good for them. And, you know, honestly, talking to Drop, that was their biggest thing coming in today is we know that we need to take more initiative. We're not going to get through as the top 6 by only going for zone and placement. You need those kill points, and we've seen them. They've been aggressive. They've had the Mad Maggie. They've been getting the drill kills. They've been pushing teams with the balls, and it's been impressive to see the switch up that they've had already to put them at the top of the leaderboard.
I mean, staying proactive is the name of the game, but one thing I would like to point out as well as we look at this leaderboard is that all of the teams that are essentially considered a veteran are moving steadily up that leaderboard. And when you have this, you know, as the roar goes through in the arena, you know, everybody's cheering for their favorite teams, and all of the teams are pulling through to an extent. I think that the mix-up in the lobbies, as some groups have gone home and some groups have moved to finals, has made it a lot easier.
Man, I mean nothing to y'all. Understand nothing was done for me. And I ain't here stopping. What this shit for mine, never mind, never.
How am I that powerful? Honestly, this is kind of what, you know, South does. They can have those massive heavy hitting games, and then they don't have the best. But look, 3 games down, they aren't sitting where these other teams need to be. But look, they do have points on the board. Okay, so maybe my jinx hasn't been that strong. But pick it up, guys. Please, I look bad.
One team that has been doing well too is JD Gaming, and honestly, let's talk about floating, because my goodness, so far today he has been a good performer for this squad.
I mean, we also talked about the way he plays Ultra a lot of the time, and he can go both ways as well. We even saw that at this game, at the end of the game, where he's just taking so much space, setting that people aren't expecting from, cleaning up teams left and right. But at the end, it actually cost them. They got a huge...
Man, I mean nothing.
Triples one potentially just ended the game. He opted for the flank that has worked so many times in this game in a row. Arrived a little bit too late as his teammates got 3v2'd at the top, and he couldn't close off the game. But boy, so far, they're looking really strong and consistent. And as they said as well, they said it yesterday as well, you know, we're playing the same way we did in Pro League. And hey, it's finally here. You're seeing it game after game.
Yeah, I think with JDD specifically, we heard Naughty talk at the end of the day yesterday. He was giving floating his flowers and saying, you know, no one has started with as high of a barrier as he has when he came in with the, you know, massive kills all throughout Pro League, 2nd place overall, and then now they're here at their his big LAN debut on a top team. And it's impressive to see, and I think it's just going to come down to them finding their rhythm outside of just getting the slays. I think when they're into zone, they're still maybe trying to roam a little too much and trying to take the angles. We saw it in that last game. I thought they had a really good spot to maybe hold. They were getting some KP, and I think they overextended a little bit, but that big first game put them in a great spot to give them a little breathing room. But, you know, as we head into the later half, they're going to need to find a way to stay consistent and get to the end games without always having to rely on the KP.
Sorry, boys. I mean, I'm getting distracted here. Team Liquid Stereo, brother, come over here with us. I want to ask you a couple of questions. Let me kick that cue car out of here. Dang, you're tall.
Does he fit in the camera shot? Oh, yep, just.
Yeah, he does, just barely. Yeah, now, Zero, thanks so much for joining us. Who do you think is going to choke today?
I think Nip, SR, really not looking good right now. It's kind of my ideal top 6 with those boys in it, but I think Nip, Aurora possibly as well, and yeah, probably SR, especially without Koi.
Oh, man. By the way, going back to what happened with Falcons and all that stuff, did that affect you, just seeing them doing that taunting?
No, I don't care. They're relevant.
Hell yeah.
Okay, Zero.
You were a little heated with that.
Zero, I got one question for you, brother. You said people seem to believe in naughty IGL can win LAN. We are heading there slowly. How are you feeling about that? If he makes you EG word, you know you're heading straight into a montage. They think that naughty IGL can win LAN. Fade to black, and then his pop-off moment. Are you preparing yourself for the finals?
I actually love Naughty. It was kind of fucked up when I said that. Yeah. I hope he wins, but I just don't see it happening.
Okay.
I don't know if they make it. They're on like pretty strong start right now, but still like the call points usually around 74 from last year, so quite a bit to go.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, my only question is, you know, you've been strictly business when it comes to how you IGL and how you manage your teams. Does it feel a little better to have someone kind of like the little class clown and Panic? Does he lighten the mood a little bit with the roster? I saw you kind of staring him down when everyone is coming out with the 6-7s.
I mean, every day of my life, my office is right in front of his in the house. So every night he's screaming at 4 a.m. just
Screeching more like
every single day of my life. It's a nightmare, really.
All right, you said NIP, you said Aurora, you said all those squads. Hopefully they'll be able to show up. I mean, we got, what, 7 games now left? But I've been seeing all over social media with the hashtag EWC that you give out some of the best hugs, brother. So as we send it to the game, as we send it to the casters, you know what? I think it's time you give me a hug. I can agree. That was definitely one of the best hugs. Thank you so much. You know what? Let's send it over to the casters because the action is about to get started here at ALGS at EWC 26.
A lot of love there between everybody, and it's good to see. It's good to see Zero in good spirits. Why wouldn't you be? Of course, after their performance so far in the group stages, they get to chill and relax, watch all the gameplay take place today. Talk your talk to people who haven't quite made it there yet. I mean, why wouldn't you?
It's part of it, isn't it? You got to let them know. But you know what else is part of Split 1 playoffs? It's moving to a new map. Olympus is upon us. Just want to mention that Olympus and the zones we've had so far, it's been very repetitive. I would quite like for us to go somewhere else, if I'm honest.
I would agree with you, but then again, I kind of feel like I maybe cursed Wolves Esports yesterday when I was, this morning, or earlier on today in the first few games when I was saying that Humber Labs looked like a pretty good pick for them. Well, they're landing over at Somers University, where we saw a lot of end games yesterday. Now, will they be able to make the most of it? Should that pattern progress? Will Gardens be the place to play from, which we saw yesterday? JDG are going to be there, or GK Esports? Looks like a lot of teams who had a good prio to this particular map that we see in front of us have opted for that side of the map.
Yeah, funnily enough, the best performing POI so far, Gardens, Somers University, and Grow Towers.
Shocking.
Who would have
Absolutely
thought?
shocking statistics.
And people are definitely looking at some recency bias, that's for sure. Will they benefit from it, or will we actually see some randomness in these zones? Please, Apex, it's all I'm asking for. Now, teams that have been doing very well on Olympus this tournament, JDG, For Fun, Zip, and NIP.
Well, let's see where the zone is going, everybody. Close your eyes. Hope.
I swear,
I cannot believe what I'm seeing, folks. We're going down to Somers University, everyone, by the looks of things. Incredibly, Wolves Esports have drafted brilliantly.
Where do I resign? How do I retire from this? How is this again? Again, we get the same zone. Insane. As now, we get a fantastic chance, though, for Wolves Esports to pick up points. Now, elsewhere, an early fight happening between Neo and DCG. We were hearing a lot of talk, of course, from Roy in that interview, but Roy, our boy, has sadly gone down.
Yeah, he's still in interview mode by the looks of things. He has unfortunately fallen.
He's actually still in the interview. They started too
Grindin
early.
will not let that man go. Well, DCG, very good start for them, we will say, though. 31 points on the board already. Neo chasing down some of the other members. It's actually DCG who are in front of them, so trying to chase those down. But over to GK, the team who are top of the leaderboards at the moment. They've already worked their way into Somers University, and they're under pressure here. On this northern side, it's going to be a combination of teams actually surrounding them, and I think it's a smart decision. Get out of this situation if you're VKG, if you're Wolves, if you are GK, because surviving is the most important thing. And now they've got JDG to worry about above them.
That was sick, by the way, using the enemy team's bubble to just bounce it off the top and send it down to the depths. As JDG, though, are going to be more than comfortable here. They're, of course, going to be running that Gibraltar. A little bit of variety in Legend selection, but now that we have lost Maggie, it opens up the doors for the big man himself, Gibraltar, to be very apparent here in this lobby.
Yeah, a lot of baby comp in this lobby. A little sprinkling of Alta as well as Watson. Something I just want to highlight while we've got a little bit of time here before the teams start to engage. I love that interview that we heard from Floating. One answer in particular really stuck out with me. And that's the one where he's said, I always knew I was good. This was just my chance. And then you think you need to have that level of confidence. Some people may call it ego, but I think that high confidence sometimes gets confused with ego. To make it to the very top, and I'd love to hear that there from Floating himself.
Well, For Fun, third place at the moment, 28 points. They have succeeded on Olympus so far this tournament. A quarter of their points have come from this map. But RRQ, a team who typically struggles here on Olympus, currently being pressed by Shopify Rebellion.
Well, Zainu looking to get aggressive here. He looks for the climb up. Zap's taking a lot of damage, though, and all of a sudden this climb up Becomes a little bit scary with that bubble down. Damage being exchanged is pretty equal when you look at damage exchange between the two teams. Easy Flash is going to be up on height on those Valk Jets, taking him to the sky. Pricey's got an armor advantage here, and he's actually trying to escape by the looks of things. As DCG will have someone down, so there's more than one team in the vicinity here, and Pricey's having a scarper.
Excellent movement though, watching Zainu take that fight, not overstepping, not over peaking. Did a little bit of damage, backs off once his position is given away. Just making sure that you're not going to be an easy target like a Gibraltar is. Pricey goes down, and RRQ are going to have to move on as a duo to try and get back up. But as I said, they've been struggling on Olympus. They've only found 3 points in total on this map so far this tournament. And similarly to DCG, who are also involved in that fight, they have only found 5 points so far in this tournament on Olympus. Two teams who just haven't been able to get it working.
Well, Shopify in the skies at the moment. Zipline Mafia are going to be pretty close to them, as you can see. This is way away from where the zone is going to be going. This is all the way up to the north here of Olympus. And Weeku trying to fire some shots to warn off Shopify Rebellion. They've also got angles they've got to be careful from. Shopify a little bit split at the moment. And they're actually, looks like the play call from Zainu has actually come in to go back to Rift here. So they're going to rotate back away. Back over to zone though. Ninjas in pajamas. They are in trouble. Vayne is down, and that's the Wraith as well, which means that their ability to get in and out of situations is going to be difficult. Kurev gets to his teammate to get him back on his feet. Support passive is going to be important. Now he has to use that Eva 8 because there's a couple of teams, Dino's being one of them, who are peeking here.
And once this bubble goes down, they are in trouble. Dino are trying to take advantage of really NIP with their backs against the wall here.
Power booster on Gibraltar though for NIP, so they do have that bubble coming back very soon. It was about buying time for that bubble for NIP, and they've just about managed to do so. Cole's going to be climbing up to find a little cheeky corner to play, and he says, hey guys, this is pretty good up here. Come and join me. Oh! But now Dinos are peeking down on him.
And the bubble just hangs over the lip as well. You're very vulnerable if you do find yourself inside.
1 second of bubble. Vayne's going to have to retreat. They should be able to get healthy, but this is just cycling bubbles at the moment for Ninjas in Pajamas. But Cole comes off big. Cole goes huge. That's 2 and Dino's down.
The last is just going to focus on escaping as well because they do have said Void Nexus. One of the few teams in the lobby actually running an altar. Maybe the only one? No, there's 2. JDG also going to be running one as well. But NIP hold strong, and boy, do they need to.
I mean, the very definition of survivability. 75 headshot coming in from Cole after those 2 knocks he got a few moments ago to keep NIP in this game. Now he's looking for blood. Cole in a 1v1 versus Chaos Feelings. Kurev's going to be there alongside him, and all of a sudden, NIP on the back foot. Kurev doing his best Tony Hawk impression, spinning around, and now Vayne alongside Kurev looks like they're going to be able to keep NIP alive here. You have to give them credit. Ninjas in Pajamas, backs against the wall multiple times in multiple situations. But now they've taken Dinos out of the equation and have taken their spot away.
Yeah, and not just in this fight, but in this series in general. We're into match 4, and NIP are still down in that bottom 5. As J Future, I think he knows what is going to happen in the soon J Future if he sticks around. He's running like a track star inside the bubble.
You're saying in vain, like, I see you, sorry, Kurev, I can see you 360 on an M&K. Let me show you what a roller boy can do when it comes to 360s. Not quite as balletic, but it works. Gen G on your screens right now. They've got a long way to go. They are looking down the eyes of RRQ as we take a little look at what Cole did behind that gen a few moments ago. That was so vital to NIP's survival.
And RRQ have been able to take a little bit of height here and got back up to a 3, of course, after the initial engagement they found. But they're currently trying to hold out Gen G on their cross, but Gen G can kind of just surpass them a little bit. The single player from Dinos is actually over towards Solar Array, and I think that RRQ have just seen them. And I do think that Dinos will be able to get the res and go back up to a 3, but the trouble is now you are so late arriving to zone. Question is now, with this being another repeated zone, how much does that play into the minds of the IGLs about actually where this pull is going to be and where the actual finish is going to be?
Well, there's a little bit of a 3-team pile-up happening here at Gravity Engine. You've got DCG, you've got Zipline Mafia, and you've got Neo, all very, very close to each other. Neo look the healthiest for now. Zipline Mafia have actually left. They're heading over to Gardens to get out of the pinch they find themselves in. So this becomes now a little bit more isolated. Neo going to get up to full purples, and DCG are going to get out of there because it does not look like a survivable situation for them.
DCG shadowing Zipline Mafia a little bit here, but Zipline are going to be focusing on just getting into zone at this point. But when they get to Grow Towers, they can put themselves in a very advantageous spot with a lot of high ground to potentially hold out the likes of DCG. Elsewhere, VK Gaming looks like they're going to have a chance at a Mythic bin as well. They're holding kind of the northern zone inside circle right now.
A couple of knocks from distance in the feed that you're seeing from Longbows. As Dinos have somehow got the reset here, so a great job from them heading into terminal now, into zone, probably just to do a little bit of crafting to see if they can get a bin reset on their way in towards the zone as well. And also, there's just a little bit of a ring console for them, so they've got an opportunity with Watson to find out where their zone is going to be going exactly.
Lots of Valkyries in the lobby, of course. You mentioned the baby comp. With Valkyrie just guiding the Gibby and Newcastle through the sky and then slamming in. Going to be very important, I feel, in this final circle. As we're just going to continue transitioning a little bit further east into Somos University. So JD Gaming in a fantastic spot right now.
Yeah, you can see a great zone read from them. Wolves Esports, I think, could be a bit frustrated because they had the pick of the litter when it came to where they wanted to play again. It's not the first time that we've seen them have good prio to zone, but the read hasn't been great when it comes to the position they choose. JD Gaming, they read it perfectly. GK, we saw them very early rotating as well. And with all the teams starting to pile up on that south side, if VK Gaming can hold this northern side, their walk-in's going to be pretty good. But they've got 3 teams still, by the way, the same 3 teams on that northern side, looking to scuffle. Here they are.
VK did get a scout out of that Mythic as well, so they're going to cause a little bit of trouble for those who are rotating in a little bit later. I think Zipline Mafia avoided this gunfire, so it's going to be Neo and DCG. It's a pretty straight 3v3 right now.
DCG have taken damage. Oh, Akbar's going to do a really good job to use that fuse ult to try and flush him out, but the Wraith bubble is down. And that is going to protect DCG just long enough for them to get into a position somewhere where they can reset here. A scary moment, but very good play from the Wraith.
But now they are between VKG and Zipline Mafia. It's another 2 teams who are going to look to try and capitalize on some potential free KP here, but also reluctant to engage because they know the other squad is in the area. You have to pick and choose when you engage in some of these fights.
Well, DCG have lost 1, and it's the Gibby who's down, so the bubble not available. Got to keep that knockdown up, but he's being peppered right now. And where do you go? Because it looks like no one on DCG is really safe whatsoever. Xiaoche, no portal available for him. We just saw him use it, so he can't recover his teammates back to some kind of safety. And VKG, in the meantime, are just looking to take advantage. LQ gets another knock.
It looks like the woes of Olympus are going to continue here for DCG as our worst performing Olympus team in the lobby right now. Unless Roy can do something special, as now Neo have also lost 1. As Gen G looks to try and take them down, and it looks like they are going to find a
YouTube, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. So today's we're reacting to the ALGS Apex Legends Global Series live. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what's going on in the background. Give you guys my live reaction, some tips, breaking down, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in the background, the gameplay, seeing some of the pro players. Gonna be a dope video if you want to get better at the game. Or you know what I'm saying, you just want to vibe out and relax and just watch some of the AGLS. So make sure you guys, you know what I'm saying, leave a like, smack that subscribe button, and let's get straight to it.
VKG, I think they were looking for Roy initially, but now they've come across Dinos. A potential fight there. It's VP, as you mentioned, they lost 1, and now Oz has gone down as well.
Let's see what's going on, man.
Just landed from this Valcol.
A lot of this, I'm not really hip to the team, so I'm doing this live, you know what I'm saying? We about to figure a lot of this, who the teams to look out for, you know what I'm saying?
It's looking a little windy out here. As the Gale starts to pick up for fun, have got a clutch. Tyler flies in, and VP will be eliminated. It will not cost for fun.
Once you've missed the second one, you're not hitting the third or the fourth. We've all been there. Doesn't matter in the end, though. As we check in with Wolves, last place at the moment.
So first thing I'm peeping is what weapons most pro players are using. You know what I'm saying? Implement that in my little duffel bag, you feel me?
There is potential they could get a bit of KP if they want to hold out the likes of For Fun.
Because the pro players, they're going to use the best, you know what I'm saying, weapons. So they can get the W.
20 points, 8th place. So they are 2 positions away from those top 6 spots that everyone is going to need. I think the good thing for Aurora is they are not far behind. They are in a far different position than NIP, for example. 2 of our major teams here in this survival stage. They are not far away.
I always find it somewhat inspirational when you see one of the best players in the world missing shots. It's like, hey, we all do it. VKG still playing this northern side, but now they're going to have the Valcol. You can see the
Yeah, not everybody. He said missing shots. Yeah, they're not robots, big dog. Look how close the teams are, though, bro. Just so people don't. Look how together everybody playing. You feel me? That's how y'all should be playing in y'all games. Y'all squad should be together. Ooh. Uh-oh.
They are safe inside of this building, but I think the flat are kind of caught in a corner. They're going to bubble up on it. VKG did not survive. Nano finds out.
Uh-oh. They got a knock-in, went crazy on them.
Flat tried to escape. 2 players dead. All 3 now. Flat will fall.
If effect starts to cook, Aurora should start to make a meal.
One knock is vital, man. I'm telling you, one knock and it's over with. These teams, they too good. Well, not always, but in that situation, yeah, them trying to rotate like that.
First couple of days, Aurora really did struggle. And whilst he is not the only reason why that team is going to do any good, he certainly can drag his team through hell at times.
This is a really tough rotate here for Ninjas in Pajamas. They're going to wrap around the outside. Now, Vayne is on.
Ninjas in Pajamas, a nip.
He may be able to thread a portal somewhere for them. Aurora, in the meantime, just trying to survive.
Oh, the Aurora's still alive? What? They didn't get the thirst?
Inside the maze of tunnels that makes up the inside of Somers University. Now, a couple of fences down. He's going to try and res the Gibby first, Oi Rain, so that he can get a bubble down and look to roof set completely. As GK now make their move. Remember, they were in one of the prime positions early here on that northern side, but they've moved a little bit closer to some of the action that's...
Oh, no, that was flat, the last team. Okay. Aurora is just the one. It was a different team.
We have 16 squads still left. We've only got about 5 teams that are actually in said zone. There's going to be a lot of death and destruction here. And you mentioned it, NIP trying to move down on that southwest side. They have been able to find a portal. But I think the portal was into a couple of teams, so it's plan B, a potential evac tower instead here. If they would like
So again, I'm looking at the weapons. Ooh.
Defensive bombardment forward, 1 of 3. Now he's going to bubble forward, and NIP love to fight, and Kurev loves to be aggressive. We're seeing
Got the Gibby, Eva with the G7 double tap.
Bubble goes down. You would imagine, unless there's a power booster on the opposite Gibraltar, they should get that second bubble first.
Patience in the moment from NIP as well. They know they can just hold this position. They are just about in zone. As Relove DCG do get eliminated. Gen G also struggling a little bit. Aurora have lost Oi Rain again.
Circle closing.
This is what I was talking about.
They got position them.
Players starting to go down as Aurora will fall in 14.
As GK, who win that fight, dropped his last alive though. Back over to NIP though, inside of this building, still safe. Still playing around the safety and the comfort of that bubble. PXX on the other side, this new
I see each team, they all rocking a defensive legend, like a Gibby or a Newcastle. I see those legends are, you know what I'm saying, popular right now.
Another bubble goes down.
A lot of people, they just be watching. You got to pay attention to what everybody using, what everybody doing. Implement that in your own gameplay.
So they're not going to be able to avoid any grenades that come their way. There's an opportunity to escape out of that window, should they want to. But it's still just a standoff between the two.
But even this team, they got 2 defensive legends. So I feel like
they don't know actually what they could be dropping into. Elsewhere, E36
it might be.
GK Esports will be eliminated as JDG.
Oh damn, hold up.
Need to keep shooting up. They can at the moment, but floating hits some shots.
A little bit of an armor swap for him. So trades on either side of this fight. E36 lose 1.
Man, 12 squads left, by the way, in this final serve.
Lagging a little bit.
JDD lost 1 as well. Zipline Mafia dancing around these fights as well.
Oh, with the lag.
How close these teams are to each other. And with 12 squads remaining, it's no surprise Naughty somehow scarpers away. bro. Finally, JDG will go down. A Zipline Mafia now hold one of the best places. PXX will be out next.
With this many teams alive, it's very difficult to stay healthy as a full three. You have to be available to try and do it as a duo.
Look how small the circle is, how many teams are left. They play every little corner, they play together, they hold hands. This is how y'all should be playing in y'all games if you want to get to this level, you know what I'm saying? Or even just like get to a higher elo. If you play together with your team, you're going to do way better.
They will be fueled by defensive bombardments from Gibraltar's on purple perks, and Valkyrie's trying to navigate it.
Wolves have the only rampart in the lobby, by the way. I wonder if this Sheila could do some damage here in the late game to some of these Newcastle Castle Wolves.
TIE eliminated. And Wolves, of course, who dropped at Sommers.
See, even this team, they got two defensive. They got a Gibby and they got a Rampart. She can put down shield. So I see that's the norm. And then they got a rotate legend.
And RRQ having a little bit of a fight here. NIP takes some damage. Cole last alive, playing behind those knockdowns and trying to do what he can to survive. He'll hit a big beam. He'll hit a second. But is it too much to ask? Ninjas in pajamas are down. Top 5 now as Wolves move in with that Mastiff.
These are where the power boosters are so important as well. Getting bubble after bubble after bubble as another one comes out for Wolves. Kinatrope.
See, that's why I feel like people mess up is with that wingman. If he didn't have a wingman, he could have dropped 2. There's some much crazy shit going on, bro. It's just so much.
Against Wolves in the end game here. WeQ finds one. Zipline Mafia. Clutch up in the final moments here. And the Cinderella story continues for Zipline Mafia.
Okay, Zipline Mafia. They got the dub. They got the dubski. I don't know who this is, but they took the lead. Okay.
And after 4 matches, this is when we're starting to look at, okay, how many points are we going to need?
Man, they looking concerned. My man, frustrated over there, man. What? That's how I beat her. I understand, man. And they gonna zoom in on his face. And they go, hey, why they zoom in on my man's face like that?
Long way to go still. Another different winner.
Okay, that was a nice little game ski. Nice little game ski, you know what I'm saying? So, biggest I took away is the legend comps. They going defensive, the weapons, you know what I'm saying, long range, close range. They got replays. Let's see it. Nice little flank. I don't like the wingman. A lot of pros do. Bro, so much crazy shit going on right there. That was a nice little game, though. That was a nice little game.
Continues to be their home. 31 points they had previously. They add now to that their best performing map so far, and they are one of the best performing Olympus teams in this lobby. And that statistic has carried through now here into match 4. But they do have one more. Remember, Olympus has only played twice. Yes, we had 3 E districts, we get 2 Olympus, we get 2 Stormpoint, and then we get 3 World's Edge. Now, interestingly, a lot of these teams did prioritize World's Edge for their POI draft, and for good reason. You're going to see it 3 times, and you see it at the end of the series as we take a look at the match results.
Zipline Mafia, 22 points on the board, 10 KP along with the 12 placement points. Wolves, by the way, 2nd place. Somers University looking like a stroke of genius for them to pick in the POI draft.
Down in the bottom side, though, it's not looking too good for a few teams that are still struggling to find those points. VK Gaming only getting the 1 on the board. DCG only getting the 3, but I think with the amount they put on the board throughout E-District, they won't be too disheartened just yet. And I think that's what a lot of these teams need to be prepared for. There are going to be maps where you struggle. There will be maps you may get 0 points. As long as you capitalize on the maps where you have those good POIs, or where the zone is presented to you, you capitalize on that as well, you should still find success.
A lot of work to do still for all of these teams. You can see Neo on your screens. Give VKG the defending EWC champions. Looking fairly relaxed about the situation they find themselves in. This is how everything looks in total, though. This is the series results as it stands. Zipline Mafia up to the top now. 44 points for them. 26 of them coming through those placement points.
And at a rough guess,
Zipline Mafia, 18 kills, place 26, total 44.
If I was to give you a rough number. But again, that can chop and
Bravo
change
stage.
those points are being shared out between teams, but that just gives us something to kind of aim towards. but it's still a long way to go. That's only 4. We have 10. And perhaps we can readdress that at the halfway point, but even here, it just feels like the teams that are still down at the bottom, you still have such a good chance here. And as we mentioned, perhaps it's just a couple of bad maps for you so far.
For Fun Esports continuing their domination as well, looking very, very strong. Well, as we say goodbye to match 4, match 5 is coming up in just a few moments' time. After this quick break, don't go too far. We'll be right back.
I just devoured that, man.
Glitter Explosion here hanging out with Unlucky, who we managed to find in the crowd watching our survival stage games right now. So Unlucky, obviously, you're sitting pretty right now. Don't have to worry about anything. So talk to me a little bit about your impression of the survival stage so far.
I mean, so far it's actually looking good for Fun. Rooting for the boys, especially for Tyler, my boy. Back in Mannheim, we got top 3, so I'm absolutely rooting for him. And also Virtus Pro, yeah, like, you know, I'm friends with them, so for Fun and Virtus, go, go, go.
I love that. I love that. Now talk to me a little bit, just kind of about the entire competition here so far. Have there been any teams that surprised you with how well they've done?
I would say Elite Esports, they came like a bit shorter in the EMEA Pro League, and they just got in by regional finals-ish. So I'm very surprised by them. Shout out to my boy Kaina, he's doing absolutely fantastic, and I just wish him the best. And overall, I think the other thing is like Aurora, I would say, is like the only thing I would say that's a bit bad, but I'm sure they come back.
I know they definitely cut it a little bit close there, even just to make it into the survival stage. So we'll have to see how they're able to do now in today's series. Generally, how's your experience been though so far? Obviously, you guys have done pretty well for yourselves, but what's EWC 2026 been like?
Actually, like, I'm surprised how they like set up everything in such a short time, like changing locations. I think it's absolutely amazing. Having the crowd here as well is a blessing. You know, shout out to all the supporters. I love you guys so much. And yeah, overall atmosphere is good. So.
One final question here for you, Unlucky. Any advice for people looking to try and come out and do this exact same type of thing that you're doing as a professional player?
I would say just chase your goals, chase your dreams, just believe in yourself, and just try it. You know, you got to risk something in life. If you don't do that, you might end up regretting. So just go for it.
Coming from one of the best, literally in the world, at Apex Legends. So Unlucky, thank you so much for chatting. Sorry to steal you from the crowd, but I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
From the regional finals, they hail on top here in the Survivor stage, guys. Zipline Mafia, they take the dub on Olympus, and as we transcend through all the maps through the Survivor stage, Tiff, it's exciting because now we're already getting to see how these teams are playing with their lives against themselves, man. Their lives on the line, quite literally, as we will be saying goodbye to so many teams. Only top 6 teams advance into the finals.
Yeah, that's absolutely punishing. The fact that 14 more teams are going to be going home and not able to compete in our match point finals tomorrow as we get a look at the keys. Elite Esports that Unlucky was talking about has already crushed the first 6 keys. We'll see if they'll be able to keep that momentum up tomorrow, but I do love that Unlucky was also talking about Tyler, right? Over there on For Fun Esports, competing alongside Nags. Now, some of those teams, they get kind of crazy out there, but they have been looking so impressive. Definitely above that average points per game that I'm looking for, considering they have 36 points. Now, I'm not going to do any math, but I am looking for 8 points average per game to get yourself locked into the top 6. Now, that's not necessarily going to be final, but it's definitely working right now.
I was gonna say, never do math here when it comes to being live. You know how it goes, Tiff, but it's
2
gonna
plus
be
2 equals 7?
No, maybe Nessie with the mustache. I don't know, but you know, it's important for these teams to keep track. You even see in between the games the way that they're keeping track of the overall standings themselves. And as we do continue on onto Olympus, this is going to be the last game on Olympus before we flip over to Storm Point for game number 6 to game number 7. Once again, it's about the consistency. As we see the fans in the arena, it's looking stacked out here. Welcome everybody to Paris. It's the Survivor stage, and our teams are trying to survive in our 10-game series.
And Wolves Esports fans showing out. I believe we've even got some up here just behind us. Your #1 seed from APAC South need all of the momentum they can get. 10th place overall in that last match that we just had with 20 points. Knowing that 44 points is the mark at the top, we've already started our series in that midway so much better than the first 2 matches, Vicky.
Love the fact that they were able to come in that 2nd place finish, right? 6 KP now as we continue now onto match 5. We said goodbye to Gibby. You can expect the influx of Gibby. I mean, it's been very similar in the way that we've been banning out our legends from the very beginning of group stages. It's replicating itself in the Survivor stage. When you get out with the Mad Maggie, you introduce the Gibby, and with the Gibby being the most picked legend in game number 4, now we welcome our next ban here for game number 5, which will be a tie between Valkyrie and Newcastle.
That's actually wild. For Zipline Mafia, hailing from Stabilizer, it's such a far away POI when we talk about those Summers University zones, where we talk about those garden zones, and then we talk about what we see yet again. Dan, I'm so sorry, wherever you are in this lobby or in vicinity, we've got another zone going the same place.
Hey, listen, at least it's not pulling directly closer to Summers University, right? I mean, it's pulling
a little north.
I mean, a little north, right?
Just a smidge. Let's talk about it. See why everyone is already rotating in with the utmost quickness. JD Gaming leave gardens fresh off the ring console and survey beacon information. Wolves Esports just have a quick rotation up towards the north. Now, JD Gaming in particular, sure, maybe match number 4 wasn't their best performance, but they are the 2nd best team overall on Olympus. So knowing that 42 of their points throughout the group stages, which accounted for 43%, are from here, maybe they can do it. For VP and Aurora, this is going to be a good fight.
It's literally like the sandwich of zone pools when it comes to just Grow Tower, Summers, or Garden. You pick, as Aurora are picking off VP. 2 out for VP in effects.
Okay.
Missing out on some of these crucial shots. He said, you can't hit me. Shimmy Shitty trying to get the wall jump, but it's fine. Arker is able to pick up that KP as VP get eliminated, but the way he was able to wrap up on the other side is even better while he deviates his attention to the back.
He says, no one knocks my baby goat, okay? Effect is looking so locked. Even Grace was noting it from the green room. He goes, when they pulled up his player cam, he was so focused and he's like, oh, Effect's not losing. Aurora's got this.
Especially when you got your entire team still alive. Effect says, help me, after knocking those 2, with VP now being the first team out. Seeing with a lot of these teams walking out on the Valkyrie, like we mentioned before, as well as the Newcastle, bunker down and find a spot. There's a lot of these ramparts to be met in the same type of composition, taking to the skies. Synap holding on to the skyward dive, does have that evac tower that they just used recently and are going to be able to start rotating, considering that Synap has the blue perk. So he will be able to get the scan over to the teams that are right below them. Having to be careful though with these snipers, finding your own spot with this quick rotate that you had mentioned earlier, Tiff.
Brilliant. At least they have place to go for them. They can dive in just above Wolves and into the cover they go. You can see the setup from JDG with those Watson fences. Of course, they're looking directly at this, but they still have to deal with NIP at their backs. Floating, locking in the fuse here is great to keep those knuckle clusters moving forward. For WGR Neo, they sense trouble up ahead. Deep Cross Gaming does have a couple players down.
Neo now moving forward too, being one of the teams with the Axel though, with the Nitro Gate, just enough. Rory is in trouble, gets knocked, DCG. Talk about bringing in some of that momentum when you have to transcend over from one map to another. E-District to Olympus, the last game on Olympus, with now Shao being the last one alive. Just try to queue out of there, please help me. I mean, it's unfortunate when you lose out on the Newcastle. Gets a little wall jump though, just so that way he can try to mix up, get around this next corner. You could peeing out on the replicator and maybe out in the distance here with Gen G now getting that survey beacon. They know exactly where that solo is rotating to. Everybody's hungry, especially when you are now in Game 5, halfway through our 10-game series.
And we're just running straight out of Turbine. It's like, where are we going for the reset? You had Zipline Mafia that was looking for that information over in Turbine as well. So they're going to full send as we look back at our replay here of Aurora. A little slow-mo of the critical shot here from Hiarka.
And is that what this sounds like when you slow it down? That just sounded crazy. Sounded like it hurts even more than what it looked like. Oh no. You force to beat this as a solo. He had to have seen the survey beacon getting scanned, right? So you really have no other choice. Just going into the void real quick while the zone is closing in by Fight Night. The fact that Genji fly over, wait, the timing on that raid Q was so crazy. He avoided getting scanned by the Valkyrie from Genji when they took to the sky and actually got away with going into Fight Night. He may be able to get the reset because of that alone.
I think he just baited that team into Genji Esports. So no, oh, Asia down. One member from Neo down as well. For Ziki, the last alive on the Valk, half meds. He's getting tagged from behind. WGR Neo are not letting this go, and Genji have fallen.
Talking about baiting here. Now as they're going to be able to get Aqua back with the res and with him having the med kit, DCG will be able to go to the replicator over by Carrier. RRQ though, with the scan by Fight Night, it's about like, having that ring console info. They will have that server beacon eventually, so they're going to call out where that solo is.
Very true. Meanwhile, Deep Cross Gaming, the solo still alive, retreated to the back of Carrier, looking for a full reset, and does obtain it. Roy and Lisan are coming back, which is crazy because they start in Oasis, they try to rotate in, get taken out, and now we're back just as far away. So it's going to be a tough rotation for them. They do not have a Valk.
Logging in. Board time.
Arcade now looking at Neo. VK Gaming still up on the high ground. And it's going to be that back-to-back you were mentioning with DCG getting that full reset at the very least. RRQ now are forced to fight off against Neo. A bit of an isolated fight at that. Considering that Zipline Mafia coming out of Rift. Will Cryo just rotate instead? It's a lot of action with Strafing playing, being able to get that first knock. 18 squad still left, looking ahead. Why are you running? The back-to-back. He's trying to get away. These longbow shots missing out until the last one, 60. But it's not enough. As he's literally still alive, 1 pixel of health between both of them until Aqua's gonna be able to pop this med kit.
They're definitely going to get those heals off, and as they run through a state straight towards Hammond Labs, will RRQ lay chase? You see the evac tower in hand, so healthy to be able to take this, and they're at 33 points on the series. That cut mark off, right? The 6th, so we must improve on that and go into estates to attack them. However, Aqua there, full health, immediately one strafing flame lands, the battle begins.
Oh my goodness, I mean, they're not just letting them go. Flame's upset, they need this KP. Oh, can he go for it at least this time around? Yes, he does. Eventually, he lands a longbow shot. He sees him go through the door, and it's an opening for him, as now Neo is down to a solo.
We did just lose out on PXX as Flat and Dinos both isolated them. There's going to be a ton of battles happening in that next circle, depending on how we shift. But for now, our teams like Team RRQ, Deep Cross Gaming, and Zipline Mafia still need to know where they want to approach from. I can imagine that RRQ is just going to cut east straight out of Hammond Labs. They're hovering over the survey beacon right now, likely going to base their information off of that. For Dinos on that southwestern side of the next circle, they're going to have to decide, do we fight Wolves? Do we capitalize on that? Phenotrope, on the other hand, have 2 down, and we've got a last-ditch effort against Dinos.
Oh man, Phenotrope fall because Dinos are just hungry. They get more KP while RQ just do not let Neo survive. I mean, this has just been a back-and-forth duel between both these teams. Since the very beginning that they got out of Fight Night, they took over the POI between estates into Carrier, and now they were eventually chasing out the solo. They got the KP and they said it's not worth chasing down the last member of WGR Neo. They want to prior rotate through Hammond instead, so that way they can control that high ground choke that would lead you out of the portal from Terminal, especially looking at how the zone is pulling. They can also get the information off the survey and ring console over there while we take a look at Flat, who like to try to prioritize not only, Summers when we see all these different zones, but now trying to approach Wolves in this building. Nano off of the Axle is going to be able to get the Nitro Gate and follow up to try to climb up here. With the kickstart too, that could really help out this fight.
I'm just waiting to see how we're going to approach.
Oh, I like that. Oh.
Through the fences, Nano loses out on his shields and is forced to reposition. This means Big Louie and Qsure will have to swing. So we're individually approaching this and getting broken down.
Dude, E36 is griefing them, actually, with the longbow, but now they have to drop down from high ground. It's not like they're gonna show face. And now Flat get the trade off, but Wolf gets the answer back because the longbow shots are just too much. I mean, E36, look, even if that was a face-off against Wolves, that's just gonna be free KP for them without even having to leave from their spot behind the amp barrier.
Whatever it takes. If that's me in a spot in zone, dead center with a longbow in hand, griefing everyone, then you know I'm doing it.
It's like music to my ears. You know what's going on. We've all been there in Apex. Although a little bit of revenge from Wolves to be able to get the knock themselves. It's not like they're going to give up too much of that space, though, because even if they give up this building, see if Dinos want to try to counter-rotate through that southern choke, or if they do want to commit coming in from the low to high ground towards Grow Towers from the middle part of the POIs from Olympus that exits out of Lab. Backtracking because we do get the res onto WGR Neo, so that means that that's going to be a trade-off.
I love the viewpoints though, the little rotate viewpoints. That should be raw.
We'll see how that plays off too while we see DCG now moving out of Gravity Engine. A lot of these teams are outside this next zone.
That's because it's going to be a really tough zone to play. Forced to pop the Phoenix kit here. The team with the most kills on your screen, 5 currently for the lobby. We also find ourselves positioned, like you said, between Deep Cross Gaming and RRQ. So our choice is incredibly limited here. We want to get ahead of that, and that evac tower in the distance is going to let them know we are definitely not alone here, and they're going to immediately sight us out if we peek out too soon.
It disappeared. It disappeared. Immediately destroyed. Wondering if that was a shield from a distance or something, but that
had to be. Maybe zip line.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that happen before, and with the team now trying to gatekeep them all far. Oh my goodness! These shots are already DCG are hungry. Neil just cannot catch a break. Without finally trying to get the trade back, but the kickstart now pulls him up. Finds a knock. It's up to Shao from DCG, but they're in a terrible spot with the zone closing behind their backs.
Let me just tell you
how important rotation position is, bro.
With everything, we're leaving the third behind, and as a duo, we take to the skies, straight over Aurora, and now we must find a playable space in that next circle.
I mean, coming out so deep into zone and literally being one shot, having to queue now right through the Watson fences. No time wasted when you're.
Bro, if he gets shot once, it's over with.
Hiding behind the crates, nothing to see though.
We're fine, right?
You hear the shots from afar. It's a little scary.
It's where you start calming. I'm dead here.
Like he getting info, jumping over it. Ooh.
From Zipline Mafia, fresh off that match 4 win. This is their rotation. They saw every bit of it, and now they've sighted out one of the Grow Towers. Ty on that further west one.
15 squads left. Heads are dropping, and Aurora bunkering down with these Watson fences while Shaojin is still alive. DCG is now neighboring right underneath Aurora.
If you're gonna have a rat, let it be the Wraith. Like always, let it be the Wraith. We're just chilling.